Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hey, don't...
2 figures on either side, praying beside a pyramid with the sun directly above it.
He's right. It was in front of us the whole time.
General West, Jackson has identified the 7th symbol.
Go ahead.
Programming 7th symbol into computer.
Chevron 1 is holding. Chevron 1 is locked in place.
Power output at 23%.
Anyway, it's not a thin greenwashing veil. There are a lot of sophisticated greenwashing seas out there.
What do you? The snake behind you.
Snake behind you.
Snake.
Snake behind you.
Oh my god.
There you
Wow.
go.
It's
That's
only a
illustrating
carpet
play.
python, don't worry. We call him an rodent control officer. So, yeah. I don't have a name for it because snakes can't hear you anyway. Right. But,
Yeah.
so, yeah, no, the snake's far more interesting. What was I saying? It was greenwash. Oh, yeah. how do you make-
Greenwashing, a thin style of greenwashing.
Yeah,
of
I think you need
those
to
organizations.
demand on transparency and
The French heart beats again. Deep in the very soul of Paris, restarted by the city's archbishop and the will of a nation.
Chevron 2 is holding. Engage. Chevron 2 is locked in place.
The most prominent object in the seal is a red swooshing object. They call that the chevron or the vector. If you ask NASA's Public Affairs Office, this symbology is featured so heavily in their insignia and seal, they'll give you what really amounts to the standard facile cover story for the unilluminated. They'll tell you that that is a representation of a hypersonic wing design from the 1950s, which was the time the logo was created. Not exactly the case. Someone might want to ask the Russian Federal Space Agency, Roscosmos, that was formed in 1992, why they chose that same logo.
It's 35%.
All right, we've got a condition red at the gate. Evacuate all personnel.
Sons are the cover stones?
Yes. My father found it 1928, made out of a mineral, unlike any found on Earth.
Chevron 5 locked in place.
79%.
Chevron 6 is holding.
And while you're at it, you can go ask the Chinese, who formed their space agency in 1996, why in the world they're using a hypersonic wing design from the 1950s as their official logo. Then you can ask the Japanese, the South Koreans, Taiwanese, Malaysia, Mexico, Iran, all of these countries, even Bulgaria. They all utilize the vector symbology in their space agency logos for their national space agencies.
Chevron 6 is locked in place.
This is as far as we have ever been able to get.
Chevron 7 is locked in place.
Ushering the world back inside their beloved Catholic cathedral. The worries of the world washed away briefly to celebrate this magnificent renaissance. The fulfillment of a promise to rebuild what fire had ruined but not destroyed.
From the ashes, we rise up. We had Ash Wednesday. We want to rise up with Jesus at Easter. And I believe that there'll be some rising from this dying.
And for the firefighters who saved it, the eternal love of this church and this country. They are now the princes of Notre Dame.
Gratitude à l'égard de tous ceux qui ont sauvé.
With his own presidency about to be reborn, US President-elect Donald Trump headlined a long list of world leaders, a mini summit of sorts.
I'm not a fool, Pliskin.
Call me Snake.
I told you I wasn't a fool, Pliskin.
Call me Snake.
We heard of you too, Pliskin.
Call me Snake.
That's not funny, Pliskin.
Call me Snake.
We'd make one hell of a team, Snake.
The name's Pliskin.
Now this is the fierce snake, the most venomous snake in the world. One bite from him and it's all over. Yo! Oh, no worries, mate. Luckily, we've had the anti-venom sent from America via FedEx. In my line of work, if you're not absolutely sure, you're absolutely dead. Oh, crikey. It appears we've used a different courier who hasn't arrived yet. It's okay because...
No more Snake, Pliskin.
When I get back, I'm gonna kill you.
You gonna kill me now, Snake?
I'm too tired. Maybe later.
And remember, once you're inside, you're on your own.
Oh, you mean I can't count on you?
No.
Good.
You're Snake Pliskin, ain't you?
What do you want?
I thought you were dead.
Chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
Including this warm reunion with the future head of the Church of England.
Good man, this one.
This moment, President Macron hopes will not only be an architectural but a geopolitical renaissance. What better reminder to Donald Trump that France is America's oldest ally than placing him at the centre of Notre Dame's reopening during a time of war.
And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
All right, get these snakes off the plane. Hold on. Forget about planes. This is a whole island overrun by slithery serpents. And they're not common reptiles. One species is among the deadliest snakes in the world.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Nations headquarters, which was built in 1945 and financed largely by John D. Rockefeller. Inside UN headquarters is an ominous meditation room. The custodian of the meditation room is Lucis Trust Company. At one time, the Lucis Trust was located at 666 United Nations Plaza and was formally named Lucifer Publishing Company. The Rockefeller-funded UN Meditation Room is 33 feet long and 18 feet wide. 18 feet is 6 plus 6 plus 6. The small, dimly lit, windowless room was built in the shape of a pyramid that is laying on its side. At the center of the room is a 4-foot-high, black, casket-shaped stone slab which weighs 6.5 tons and is extremely magnetic and rests on a concrete pillar. The pillar descends beneath the floor into the bedrock and taps into the Earth's hyperdimensional energies to induce a state of altered consciousness. Not far from the meditation room is the United Nations Security Council chamber. This is the emergency room of the UN, where the world leaders meet when there is a threat to peace. They decide the fate of nations. Even though Israel has over 200 uninspected nuclear weapons and has violated dozens of resolutions, no sanctions are ever imposed because of the United States' veto powers. Notice the giant mural that towers over the Security Council room. The central focus of the UN mural is the phoenix bird that has risen. The phoenix bird is a symbol of Lucifer. Egyptians believed that the phoenix symbolized a god who rose to heaven in the form of a morning star like Lucifer after his fire immolation of death and rebirth. Notice that the phoenix bird is not standing above his own ashes. He is standing above his old skin. Like a snake, he has shed his old skin and is revealing himself as God at the center of the mural. At the top left, there is a church steeple without a cross. The missing cross symbolizes the death of Christianity. Below, a woman receives the rays of the sun god, while the man in front of her plays Pan's flute. To their right are two pyramid symbols and people joined together by a long blue serpent-like cloth. Below the risen phoenix, a sword is driven through a dragon beast. This represents the killing of old beliefs and religions that depicted Lucifer as a beast. The New World religion worships him as beautiful. Behind the phoenix, the ghostly figures of the walking dead are stepping into a void. They symbolize depopulation. On the right panel, the pale horse from the book of Revelation is the bringer of death to humanity through weapons, hunger, and disease. The man is releasing him. The chained black man represents slavery, while the top panel of the mural shows a technologically advanced white race who control industry, art, and science. In this post-apocalyptic mural, the military man standing on the tail of the beast represents worldwide military power. He tips his helmet to the elite, who are climbing out from underground cities where they safely hid from the apocalypse. In the main oval panel above the phoenix bird, a woman is holding flowers. She is the bride in a wedding ceremony. Who are these newlyweds that are kneeling submissively beneath the serpent in the overhead tree? Could the newlyweds symbolize William and Kate? The serpent in human form is tempting the little girl Eve, who accepts the apple. On the right side of the top panel, a reptilian green creature with scaly skin is dancing with a naked woman.
Heard you were dead.
I heard you were dead.
Listen, Snake, I swear to God, I thought you were dead. Yeah, you and everybody else.
I know who you are, but I heard you were dead.
I am.
It was an accident. About an hour ago, a small jet went down inside New York City. The president was on board.
President of what?
That's not funny, Pliskin.
Call me Snake.
While musicians entertain him. The general message of the UN's Phoenix Rising mural is that humanity is stepping into a new Luciferic reality. Beneath this disturbingly prophetic mural, world leaders make global decisions that affect the lives of nearly 7 billion people. What's hard for most people to grasp is that our elected government leaders are involved in an apocalyptic scheme to enslave the masses under a world government dictatorship. How do these leaders sleep at night? How do they live with themselves?
The Ukrainian president was also here, his country's many Christians in everyone's prayers. Outside, in the rain and bitter cold, the French people marvelled at their cherished monument, its near 1,000 years of history and this painful chapter in it.
Exceptionnel.
But the final word came from the cathedral itself. Mercy, for an overwhelming outpouring of affection in this city of love.
For all intents and purposes, it felt like Donald Trump was already back in the office today, the Oval Office today, given the gravity of his arrival here. Presidents Macron and Zelensky trying to convince him to continue their war with Ukraine against Russia and Vladimir Putin. One Donald Trump has promised to end immediately after his inauguration next month.
I greet the English-speaking pilgrims and visitors taking part in today's audience.
This is the world you are graduating into. This is what I want to talk about today with you for a few minutes.
This country and this world benefit from your commitment to Jesuit principles, to being men.
As a graduate of another great Jesuit institution, Xavier University, I have great affection for the value and purpose of a Jesuit education.
Disposable me, expendable you. Just take what you need and do what you do. You're taking me under. This heart has seen better days. You got my number. Girl, there's no change in my ways. Over and over, you're on your own. Shapeshifters, 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 shapeshifters.
Being down here now is different as it looks. I still have those visuals, those images in my mind, in my head. We're on, as a nation, fishing now. Suicide bombers, it happens in Israel on a daily basis. Those are the things we have to be careful of now. We have to watch for now.
Do you expect a suicide bomb plane struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center 1 year ago? Hundreds of people have gathered here at Ground Zero to mark the anniversary in what is expected to be, we tell you that the anniversary ceremony will also include several moments of silence, marking the times that the hijacked jets place roses on the site for a flower arrangement that will be turned into.
Gentle, Donald. Slowly. Okay. That's good.
How much you want for your part? 500. 600.
Introducing CoZone.com, the place to find computer help and buy what's right for you.
Hey.
Hey yourself. CoZone.com. We can help.
If you want to be a drag queen and your parents don't let you, you need new parents. If you want to be a drag queen and your friends don't let you, you need new friends. Super pumped. I'm gonna walk the runway and I'm gonna vogue.
Virgin voguing, because he's been taking voguing classes with Gerard X Reyes, who's fantastic. He's doing first time in drags at a ball.
For this cause, God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient.
You see, I take these glasses off, she looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on, formaldehyde face. Old man river, that old man river. You know, you look like your head fell in the cheese dip back in 1957.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
Drag Queen Story Hour.
This one is called Worm Loves Worm.
Talking, singing, and reading.
We can both be grooms.
To an audience of preschoolers, toddlers, and their caregivers.
The hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 swish. I'm a girl.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want to... Look at them. They're everywhere. Now, hold on. You ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up out of their dream.
The day my water broke, I was recording Jessica Rabbit.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible. You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was. Look again. I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner. With such an one know not to eat. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? But them that are without God judgeth. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything.
He's a tall, Caucasian male that doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hello? Are you there?
What are you doing with the rest of your life?
Catching up on some me time, find God.
My soul loves Jesus. My soul loves Jesus. My soul loves Jesus. Bless his name. My soul, it loves Jesus. Oh, yes it does. Oh, yes it does. Oh, yeah, my soul. My soul. Over in the midnight hour, my soul. He speaks to my soul. Tells me everything is gonna be all right. My soul. It loves Jesus. I'm so glad my soul loves Jesus. Bless his name.